Alright guys, welcome back to your second game of Invictus Gaming versus Tongfu. This is your SinaCup Grand Final between the two Chinese juggernaut. Although I think previously to this, I don't think we would have included Tongfu in this discussion. I think both of us were expecting LGD versus IG Grand Final, but LGD just tanked.
Even VG Gaming, I thought we were up there, but they ended up getting knocked out by Tongfu, losing to IG as well. And, well, some good old Chinese Dota. It's a Grand Finals, which in theory should mean we're looking at some safe passive Dota. I've got my basketball jersey on just because I want to see some anti-mage slam dunks going on.
Okay,
is
that why?
I woke up at like 2:45 and I'm like, I'm gonna wear it today. I'm like, I want some anti-mage, so I'm repping the basketball jersey.
Okay, fair enough.
Show my support for Chinese Dota.
I think this best of 5 series is gonna end in about 2 more hours or so playing.
Do we see an anti-mage before the end of it?
I'm predicting we're gonna go 4 games, and
3-1 IG.
we're gonna play all the games in 30 minutes, 35.
Yeah, it seems to be the new trend. Games ending a lot faster. I think at least one of the games will go 45-ish minutes, but I don't see more than one going a long time here. But Tongfu this time, they got the first pick and straight into a Mu OD. Mu, he played OD yesterday, and
yo, that OD was...
That was...
They still won. They still won.
Yeah, they still won. That was one of the most shutdown ODs I've ever seen. That was some Zhao Wei mastermind drafting, though.
Is Mu the Chinese G? Because Mu is not playing well as of late.
I don't think so. I don't think he's playing terribly.
His Templar today wasn't impressive. Actually, never mind. Yeah, he tore Ferrari up in the lane.
Yeah, he doesn't make these sort of... he made the one bad decision when he went for the bottom rune and got sort of swarmed on by 4 heroes, but I agree with G, it's just much more getting too aggressive and diving under towers or making really bad calls, not like going for a rune. That was just getting slightly baited into going for the rune, but I think Mu's a bit more consistent at the moment. G, when he has his good games, is a bit more impressive than Mu, though. Like that Queen of Pain we saw yesterday was far more impressive than Mu's most recent performances.
Well, so far we haven't seen any Lifestealers. We haven't seen because it's banned out. Also, Darkseer's gonna get banned out. Bat Rider and Naga Siren gets answered back by Invictus Gaming as they pick up Visage.
Yep. Wisp still in the pool, but of course, this is Chinese Dota.
Not really in the pool. Let's be real.
Wasn't in the pool to begin with.
He's just as much in the pool as a Necrolite is in the pool right now. Which is to say, he's not in the pool.
Well, IG grabbed themselves the Weaver, which, as if they're going to continue this sort of laning trend of theirs, they put as a safe lane solo, or maybe as a solo mid, and go for another offensive trial and start building towards something with the Visage, which can just sort of pressure Tongfu. The main problem is they need something 1v1 mid lane against the OD, though.
Yeah, and so far they don't have too much because Tongfu is banning on the Razor, which generally is a good one. Now, what we've seen in the past is sometimes teams try to dual lane mid. We've seen, I think, Crystal Maiden plus Clockwork yesterday coming in from LGD. Yeah. And that actually did okay against Mu. In fact, Mu died like 4 times leaving out the lane stage. So let's see if Invictus Gaming gonna just get a straight 1v1 lane from 430 and just play it like that, or if there is, some sort of nice next level lane that Invictus Gaming could figure out.
Well, they ban out the Nyx, which is one of those heroes. While he doesn't necessarily do a 1v1 against OD, you run him as a support and just help out your solo
mana burn twice.
Yeah, mana burn twice, and then the lane is actually a lot more even. So that's maybe something in preparation for that, and the Invictus Gaming do need another support, so something they could have considered there, but we'll see what they look to go for instead. They're going to ban out both the junglers here, so they're really afraid of Tongfu picking up something for ZSMJ to be playing in that jungle.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that maybe Invictus Gaming wants to run a couple of jungles, because you could just gank out of jungle, pick off all the once or twice, and then win the lane that way, but it seems like Invictus Gaming wants to control the lane a little bit more, with actually a hero that stands in the lane. So, quite interesting.
Alright, well, Invictus Gaming, as far as what playstyle they've been playing, I feel like they've been going with this laning set with the safe lane solely offensive charm, but I feel like as far as their picking trends go, there isn't really enough that we've seen. Like, they've picked a variety of heroes for Ferrari at mid lane. We've seen them play Puck, they put him on the DK. I don't feel like there's any sort of direct go-to heroes for them yet.
I think the trend for IG is never looking to end the game 50, 60 minutes in the game. They like to be in the driver's seat. They play a lot more confidently. Sometimes maybe even overconfident. But when they're in the driver's seat, when they're running you down with things like Lifestealer, Troll, Lone Druid, any hero that could be tanky and move very quickly in the front line is where they want to be. So this Weaver, normally I say a very good hero. Not sure how IG of a hero it is, but at the end of the day, that is one of his best heroes, the Weaver. So, and he does play it like a ganker. We're going to see a Lime being picked up. I could tell you that Lion's not going to be going mid right now against OD. That will be the most utter domination of a matchup I've ever seen.
This looks like we may not be seeing offensive trialing because Lion not the best there. He needs a few levels and generally used as a sort of more passive defensive trialing support. Just use a lot of pulls, get the early levels, and then from there you can actually have a big impact with multiple points in Impale, Hex, and then the Finger of Death doing a ton of burst damage, guarantee almost a kill anywhere whenever it's up.
I want to see myself a Broodmother.
I miss seeing Broodmother.
Yeah, Broodmother.
Ferrari used to play one of the best Broodmothers.
Well, there you go then.
Although he's not really.
Broodmother against OD mid.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Brood just loses too much mana from the Astral there to actually do
Just
much in
passive
LA.
harass. You go web and passive, and then go
One Sentry Ward and you're
spawn spiraling 3, 4,
donezo.
5. No, you got web regen, right? And Tango. I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds too
I
much
don't think
Theorycraft.
Brood. I think Brood just struggles too much the last hit. If you have a Sentry Ward there, OD can just treat it like 1v1ing a melee hero, and you just win so hard last hit because Brood's base damage actually is a bit poor.
Yeah, it is.
That's where I feel Brood needs a little buff. Is just give Brood a little more base damage because you can't
I don't
actually
think
last
her
hit.
laning needs
5
any
seconds
help though.
remaining.
Her laning is actually pretty good for
Not-
a.
Not at the early levels, like until you get a decent amount of Spiderling, and that level 1 spawn Spiderling, you're not making Spiderling armies off of that. So
You're not using spawn spiraling to like level 4.
yeah. And as an offlane hero, often you go your second point in web at level 3,
Yeah.
just because you want to create your web network to keep you alive. So if you're not getting level 2 spawn Spiderlings till level 4, then as an offlaner, that's where your early game laning is really weak. As an offlane hero, you can't really. You need to have spells which do more at early levels. Either level 1 spawn Spiderling needs to be stronger, or I don't know, a bit more base damage.
Well, perhaps that's
talk
why
to
we don't
Valve.
see Broodmother anymore. But Beastmaster is a hero that we'll see a second time. Tongfu picked it last time, but played by XCT on the offlane. This is more likely to be your solo mid against OD, and Beastmaster again having the nice base damage and base stats, but should still struggle against one of the game's most annoying hero to deal with. I imagine Beastmaster might actually take up Aura this time, or maybe gonna go into a Call of the Wild. Who knows? We'll see.
Tongfu, you're going to get the
10 seconds
Gyrocopter for Zhou. Well, he picks it for himself, I should say. There's they've been picking more. I feel Tongfu show a bit more of a trend. They pick more your traditional carries for Zhou. The Gyrocopter, the Alchemist. Every now and then maybe a Weaver. He will be playing the 1v1 matchups every now and then, where his team goes offensive trialing. But they'll happily also do this sort of 2 supports protecting Zhou's farm, which is what we saw last game, but got punished. This time around, I don't think IG will be looking to punish it. They haven't got the best heroes actually offensive trialing with.
Unless they do like a random farming line or somewhere like that, which I doubt.
Lion,
it's gonna be
Visage, Windrunner. I don't know. Lion, Visage.
No, like
Mirana.
Reaver going for trying Lion safe lane. Let's go.
Lion, Safe Lane, Solo versus Clock.
That's sketch.
10 seconds
That's sketch as hell.
I think Lion loses that.
I think Lion loses that as well, man. Lion's just. I wonder what the Lion pick is about.
There you
To
go,
be
Troll
honest.
again. Alright.
Well, actually, I think you can go offensive trialing now with Troll. Troll's like a different beast when it comes
Troll,
to offensive
Visage,
trialing.
and yeah, it really is. It just offers so much. He's just so tanky on the front lines, and you've also got a ton of burst damage output. So I think I totally agree. I didn't think they'd go off into trialing, but you see something like this Troll pick, and it changes everything.
Any reason that you think they're gonna pick up a line? Because if you just want a good AoE stun, I think like Sand Strike or Burrow Strike from
Yeah.
Sanking
5
just
seconds
outclasses it.
remaining.
Now, obviously, there are things as like Hex as well as Finger of Death that we're not taking into account. But if you're just looking at early game laning, I even prefer having something like a Sanking over line.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the line pick this early.
Third pick too.
The only thing you can really talk about as far as line goes, his laning is weaker than your other support options, be it your Jakiro, your Sankin, whatever it may be. The only thing he adds, which those heroes don't have is Finger of Death. So I guess they really want to have burst damage to kill off the OD, or to kill off, well, a single target, which maybe even the Gyrocopter. To be able to fight the OD in these team fights, having a Finger of Death may be what they decide they need, because none of their other heroes, well, they've got Soul Assumption for burst damage, but a Finger
Yeah.
Soul Assumption is like a dead OD instantly, which is maybe where they want to go with this draft.
We'll see what the line pick is exactly about. We're going to have Banana playing that line. Hal's going to be back to its Weaver. Faith playing the Visage. We're going to have YYF playing the Troll Warlord once again. Last but not least, Ferrari going solo mid with the Beastmaster. On the dire side, it's going to be Zhou playing Gyrocopter. We have Shansheng playing Rubik this time here. And it's going to be our TIE Hunter featuring ZSMJ. OD's going to be played by Mid Moo. Last but not least, XTT offlane Clock. So far we're going to see It's not going to be the YY Lord offensive trialing.
Yeah.
It's going to be Weaver and How.
30 seconds
Interesting.
to
Little, yeah, a little mix up here. As Weaver, I guess a little bit. The Rocket Barrage kind of hurts the Troll in offensive trialing, but I still feel in general Troll just does really well there because he's so tanky. But Beastmaster 1v1 mid against OD. This is obviously OD favored, but as far as heroes you can send mid, Beastmaster will just make the best of this, get some early levels. It's kind of like the Puck vs TA last game, which Ferrari's not expected to win, but as long as he gets levels, gets that level 6 up, and then makes an impact elsewhere on the map, he's going to help out his team a ton.
Yeah, at the same time, Ferrari lost that lane earlier in the last game very, very badly. It was through some very good and fortunate mid-game kills that they were able to come back. But now it seems like he's going to snatch that haste rune. So I'm trying to get range for that Impale. Impale has a fairly low cast range, and sometimes you can even miss it by targeting an enemy if they have quickly enough movement speed.
Yep.
And Banana is going to stalk out the jungle, trying to see if he could find anybody
Probably
by
just
himself.
block, yeah, let's say he probably just wants to try and block this pool camp if possible. You don't generally want to try and take a fight level 1. Level 1 Impale, very low damage as well as stun duration. 1.02 second stun duration. Random tidbit there.
What's with the 0-2? Is that the with them spiking up in the air?
I'm not sure. Because they're in the air for more than 0.2, so... just
Interesting.
Ice Frog being bored.
Well, we are going to see flat cannon. This is something we've seen quite a bit in the current Chinese metagame, where it's just level 1 flat cannon straight up, and use it immediately when you see the creep wave, and you just push the creep out, which is, you know, something that you generally don't want to do when you're playing a trialing versus trialing where the creep delivery matters so much. But at the same time, you can see the supports that just took 3 flat cannons in the face. They were, well, getting zoned out. ZSMJ, speaking of getting zoned out, he tries to deward, but unfortunately he's going to get sentry deward.
Radiant's
If,
bottom tower.
well,
They
if
need
they can
vision of
find it.
this.
They should have it. Yeah, they do see it now. And
This MJ walks up to the line and doesn't even want to try and fight him and contest him over this one. The Tide Rubik just do not have a lot of firepower or ability to zone out this Radiant lineup at level 1. If they can get the Gyrocopter in with a Rocket Barrage, sure, but he's got flat cannon level 1, so he's not going to want to come in and help. Another sentry even being used. They really want to get this 2 minutes pull, but I imagine we see the 2 supports go back and maybe just manually block it and prevent the 2-minute pull from happening.
that should be something that Luxor should do, because that
Yep.
pull is so important for these 2 supports.
They're not
500
going.
needs level, so does the Rubik, but they don't go for the pull, and it's going to spawn. And that's going to be perhaps an avenue of this comeback for Tongfu, because they really need something happening on the top lane. Rune's going to spawn bottom. That's going to be a regen. Fordetter makes a race for it, but I think Moo's
Oh,
gonna get
bottom
there.
lane. XCT almost gets solo killed here by YYF. Using the whirling axis combined with the slow from his normal toss, from the range form whirling. What's the range one called?
Dire
They're
also
both
whirling
whirling axis.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's just range / melee.
Okay.
The big thing I want to talk about Troll Warlord in a 1v1 matchup is that he is a lane dominator, much like how he could dominate Trilings. If you get face boot on him and he, like clockwork, he's not going to have a good day at all. He's already not having a good day. DSMJ getting caught out here. Impale's
Yeah.
going to hit through. There's a Sentry War being down on the ground. They lift him back, and Hao's going to get, actually, looks like Faith had drawn the first blood. Hao's going to follow through shortly after. Soul Assumption, not going to get them to kill just yet. They're out of mana, and they're going to be fine. Meanwhile, Shansung trading a couple of CS. He heads up that 1 melee creep, helping him out. Zhou coming back in as well. Does have the Rocket Barrage, but Tongfu finally getting himself out of there.
Oh, is there going to be a telekinesis lift to the high ground there? Could have almost looked for it. Banana's going to get back to the lane, so they get the first blood. But yeah, Hao goes down. They knew there was a sentry ward there. I think Hao just maybe sort of a slight just lapse in concentration, not realizing that he can't just go in and harass with Sakuchi. But first blood goes to Visit, so he's going to get fast boot. Probably see a magic stick as well picked up. And, well, the experience in gold, Hao does get some out of that kill.
That's very, very unfortunate, because if, let's say, Hao was the one that dropped the first blood, the lane suddenly looks a lot better for Tongfu.
Yeah.
We have Zhou getting the first blood. He survived that engagement, so I think maybe IG lucked out a little bit there. I'm not sure whether Hao, like you said, remembered there was a sentry ward down there and almost kind of paid dearly because of that.
I think it's one of those things you kind of just don't take into consideration. Sure, they dewarded using the sentry, but
Right.
you're thinking it's like, oh, that's just dewarding. But you never think of, it's just like you don't think of the sentry as also maybe giving vision of your hero when you go and gank there too often. So we'll see this top tri-lane resume as both these two heroes, both these 2 tri-lanes, sorry, just looking to abuse these pools as much as possible. Even Rubik, he's stacking as well these big camps here. And the Radiant Observer Ward, it's blocking the pool camp again. And this one not being detected. Is it not detected by this sentry?
Oh, it's just barely in the range. I'm not sure whether they see
Doesn't
it.
look
We'll
like
see if
it.
Shansha walks
No.
in. No! Wow, this is close. This is so close.
This is some
DSMJ
next level warding.
has a... No. They're like, it's behind here. It's behind here. They don't have sentry.
I never knew this spot you could. This is like I guess the only spot that this sentry ward doesn't like. This is the. I thought there was one sentry ward you could place that dewarded
See
everything.
Well, apparently not this one.
Yeah,
Next level.
IG have done their homework.
I'm not sure whether that was just randomly lopped on, but again, Joe using that flat cannon, it's actually doing a number on these supports, forcing them to use Tango repeatedly. I wonder if that's why this build is actually used. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a little bit of diving action here. Battle Trance being used and able to zone the XTT out. How's Ferrari doing on the mid lane? He's got 14 CS to 24.
Not bad. It's fine.
Well, being denied 19 creep kills on top of him.
That's what you expect in this 1v1 matchup. It's like kind of like you expect the puck to get out CS by a Templar Assassin. These are just big mismatches, and the big thing is you just get as much out of this as possible. And he's actually only like less than half level behind the OD. So despite all these denies, it's actually not making him lose a lot of experience.
Yeah, OD actually went down to grab one of the regen runes, and that took him a while to grab that rune because he was fighting a creep wave while doing so. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, Beastmaster, all he wants out of this is level 6, a bottle and boots, and he's got most of that. So
there we go. He's got it. He's also got full mana. He can abuse that bottle as well as magic one when he's got a tiny mana pool just to get back to full mana. He gets his intel back, and then suddenly he's got a decent mana pool. He can go off and gank, and it looks like he's going to rotate towards top lane. These wards still up at least until around the 6-minute mark, so he doesn't want to go too early because it looks like the Die team may have spotted him with that ward.
I think they may have, but you know, let's see what Tongfu support's reaction is. At the end of the day, you have a level 3 TIE Hunter, you have a level 3 Rubik, so if you want to dive towers, you can easily do so. But looks like we are going to see a illusion spawn on the bot lane. In fact, it's everybody going back. YYF is going back on the bot lane. I'm not sure how XTT was able to zone him out, but if you look at the mismatch on that lane, XTT is level 5. YYF is level 7. That lane is just dominated here.
Yeah, compare that to the mid lane. This is where you can put any a hero in a mismatch against an OD, but just being mid lane, you can't really be zoned out of the experience rate.
Yes.
So Beastmaster does okay. He gets level 6. He now rotates top. We're gonna see OD start out leveling him quite badly just because of this rotation top where he's not getting experience. But they've rotated all 5 top. IG, the face rush has commenced. They want to dive towers. They want to get kill after kill here. Troll Warlord is going to be leading the charge under this tower.
Or maybe Beastmaster will. He's going to be the tanky frame up in the front line here. A good WoW Axis, WoW Axis could cut down all of these trees. Meanwhile, the creep wave is going to detect them, but they don't care. Here they come. There's no Ravagers, nothing just yet. The Axis is going to cut down the hiding path, and here we go. 430 is going to drop a roar to Zhou. Zhou dead immediately. ZSMJ to follow through. That's 2Q mid. Sonic Eclipse is going to be dropped on 3. Can we get a 2-3 man tell? We're going to see the focus going on to move. 430 is going to be the first one drop for IG. Battery Assault coming back in, and YYF trying to right click the whirling axis. That's 60% miss chance, guys. Moo still trying to right click. That's a clock will cook. They're going to get one more kill, but not before. It's going to be Moo dying. A Fable is going to be coming around to get a couple kills. It's a Carnage under the shadow of that tier 1 tower. Teleportation coming back from Zhou. That wasn't as clear of a win here for IG as we expected.
No, I don't think they were expecting the two solos to actually TP rotate. Both Clockwork as well as OD were there in a flash. OD, a hero especially you don't expect to rotate for a class like that. He's traditionally just needs to farm up his items more early on, but he comes, drops the Sanity's Eclipse, and IG, that was a 3-for-4 trade, I want to say? 3-for-3. 3-for-3 trade.
Look at the go log, and
yeah, it was one kill apiece earlier on. They traded lives. They traded lives for that first blood at top lane, and since then there haven't been any kills. So
okay,
3-for-3 at the top lane, and well, all in all, I think it's actually like a good fight for Tongfu in general.
I mean, they still lost Zhou. They still lost Moo, which
Moo,
is two core that they've lost. Meanwhile,
it could have been 3-for-0 though.
Meanwhile, IG did lose YYF, but I think critically, Hao was the person that survived, and Leshrac was the person that survived as well. So, I mean, we generally don't say, oh, Leshrac, or not Leshrac, or Visage, sorry. Visage is the hero that survived, and you generally don't say, oh, guys, Visage survived a team fight. He needs level 6, and once this hero hits level 6, he's a very, very different hero. So, looks like we're going to see yet another smoke gank. The cool thing about Beastmaster is that because his ultimate is such low cooldown, you could just go for these ganks over and over again. Smoke dispelled for, I think,
it
was
a little bit too close there. It was, yeah, Zhou just near that pool camp. And they're just going to go straight onto this tower, pop the battle trance, try and bring this down, although Glyph is going to be used. And, well, the 4-man top continues. They don't have Lion with them. They give Lion the middle lane to just try and catch up on some experience, get a level 6. And,
yeah.
Well, I don't see Tongfu being able to defend this.
Well, I mean, here comes TIE Hunter. He's level 3.5.
There's no ultis.
Oh, Beastmaster Roar is going to clip Zhou, and Zhou is just dead.
There's no towers to TP to as well. The OD is TPing to the tier 2 tower in anticipation of fire. Looks like they want to try and take this. IG already getting all low, about to half HP from flak damage, from rocket barrage. Hook shot going to miss XTT. just sort of blindly guessing there. It looked like he didn't actually have vision of any of those heroes.
I think that was a very, very poor defense attempt because with the level 4 TIE Hunter and Joe, that doesn't
Level
have
5 Gyro, yeah.
Yeah, level 5. Like, how are you going to defend that against 4 heroes? You
And
just-
once the tower's down, like OD TPs to the tier 2, he's so far away he can't actually get to that fight in time.
Yeah, it's just not worth the defense coming through. Meanwhile, Banana was able to get very, very close to 6. I think he might just jungle his way up to 6. Unfortunately, these creeps are next level creeps. You can't kill these creeps. Look at like 1,100 HP and they AoE collapse.
He's stacking it. Just gonna give out some XP, some handoffs to the Troll Warlord or maybe the Beastmaster a bit later on with some AoE, but he will be hitting this level 6 in just a second, maybe at the middle lane. Nope, still needs a bit more, but IG have shown they just want to keep on being aggressive, finding these initiations and ganks.
Joe is dead. I mean, the target onto Joe seems like everybody, IG maybe in general, just have Joe on their head. You talked about this being the rivalry match. Well, there might be some bad blood between the two teams, but
Joe is definitely got a target on his back as for the second time this game he's just getting, well, third time this game he's getting caught out, but it's just everything being used to kill him off. They know it really does feel a bit too much like Tongfu style, which is full protect Joe at this game. He's the main source of damage. There is Mu on the OD, who hasn't had much attention go his way, but he's going for a mech, he'll go for a 4-star up next. He's farming a lot better than his previous OD performance, and that was when LG looked to shut him down. This time around, it's shut down Joe, because LG's strat of shut down Mu was not successful. Joe managed to carry those games.
maybe shutting down Mu's going to come right now. Beastmaster Roar is going to be opening up. There's a Finger of Death. Well, Mu's going to get made short of work off. Battletron even being used for a couple of physical right clicks. You know, Battletron is for the real intended target on the ball lane. Tier 1 tower dropping low and dropping fast.
Yep, TP coming in. Who's this going to be? Looks like it's the Gyro, but they want to try and turn this one around. Wave gets called out. There is a cooldown.
Hal's walking straight back in to get the last hit on the tower. He's going to, no! Nice deny here by Joe. He's going to time last one back out of there. I like the play by Hal to go for something like that. Not working out, but that's fine. But back in the mid lane, though, because of the attention being drew on the bot lane, the two IG heroes plus the familiars were able to get a tier 1 tower there. So still a big IG victory after losing a Troll Warlord.
Yep, they get their Visage up to level 6 now as we see familiars come into play. This is going to help them out a lot in these fights that are going on. Tide still needs his level 6. ZSMJ just level 4, about to hit level 5, and that's really hurting Tongfu a lot in these constant clashes going on. If they have a Tide Ravage, IG have to play so much more defensive.
Yeah, well, so unfortunately they don't have the Tide Ravage anytime soon because CSMJ really struggling to find the level 6. I guess he could just park his butt up top and just slowly get it there. Well, that means that Joe is not farming that lane. And I feel like wherever Joe goes, that's where IG is looking to go to.
Yeah.
They just want to kind of stalk him and continuously pick him off.
Well, it's like Alchemist last game, a hero that is very ineffective without farm. Gyrocopter's in the same boat. You need farming items on this hero, and even if you just make sure that he gets a BKB no time before, like 20-25 minutes in the or 25-30 minutes in the game, you've done a fantastic job. Tongfu are going to smoke up, but they smoked under a Hawk. Beastmaster had a Hawk directly on top of them by this secret shop. It just expired now, so IG know this smoke is coming their way.
I mean, that's like one of the saddest things you could do in Dota. Use the smoke right under the observer ward. And you can see that the Radiant team just, yeah, let's just go on the opposite end of the map. And
yeah. Safely farm here. There's going to be just a ward played down. So smoke to place down a ward in the enemy jungle.
Not worth. Place down
it's
two
better,
ward?
better than no worth.
That makes no sense.
Well, they got some value out of it. It wasn't.
Yeah, but that some value was not worth. They placed 2 wards now. Maybe that's
Okay.
worth.
It's smoke 100 gold.
It's not the
No
goal.
gold loss. Yeah.
It's not the goal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a cooldown, man. Come on.
All right.
ZSMJ's got his level 6. So I think now if you're Tongfu, you just storm down the mid lane and find him.
Gyro's going to get initiated on though. He's going to get blown to pieces. Finger of Death can just be used to target on him if they so choose.
But the thing is, all of these spells have such a low range that Tongfu should be able to get to you before you get to them. With things like Clockwork Cook, with things like maybe Ravage if you want to use that as an initiation spell. We'll see. Also, Astral Imprisonment is a legitimate initiation spell for Clockwork to set up the hook. But it seems like Joe has different ideas. He says, you guys just hang out in the mid lane.
He
I'm
really
gonna just
needs
go top.
just survivability right now. Wants to pick up his Ogre Club and start working on his BKB. Maybe even go for a Drum of Endurance just for something a bit more cheap and cost effective.
I don't think he's surviving anything this game.
Yeah.
If he gets roared before he pops his BKB, Finger's gonna follow through. I might just say that line was picked just to harass Joe. Be like, yep, Once we're in the laning stage, you're getting finger repeatedly.
Well, the first finger of the game was used on this OD, but they've done a great job of shutting down Joe, making sure he doesn't get absolutely nothing as far as items is concerned. He's picked up Ogre Club now, okay, so we'll be going towards that BKB. But yeah, like you say, even with that, he can get roared, he can get brought down. There's Battle Trance if he is in BKB form and you need the physical damage to kill him off. So, plenty of answers.
Huge smoke gang coming out from IG. They could settle for Roshan if that's all they want, but XTD coming up this ramp, that's going to be absolutely huge. The Hawk's going to give sight, and he hooks right in. I'm not sure if that's where you want to be. The cooldown's going to be on good on everybody. The Ravage, not so much. It only clips 1 or 2 hero. Meanwhile, Battle Trance Soda, guys, you could try to run, but you're not running. In fact, they are doing a very good job fighting them back, though. We have Tongfu House still on the front line, going for Mood. Mood's going to be picked up. VSMJ trying to gush one. On the back line here, Zhou trying to focus down, but the Rocket Barrage not doing enough damage. Familiars on the front line. Soul Assumption going to fly through. Are they dropping them down low? Meanwhile, XTD is going to get brought down on the back line. House still on the chase. One more hit. The Gemini attack is not going to bring him down. Not too sure whether he missed, but ZSMJ going to get brought down on the back line.
That was an uphill miss, saving Zhou there on the gyrocopter.
That should have been a full team wipe.
Yes.
And how many hero did IG lose?
Whew.
Beastmaster, maybe? Did Beastmaster buy back? No, he just respawned.
Yeah, looks like Beastmaster the only one they lost there. He's only got hook initiated on, and that hook was just a bit overambitious there. I'm surprised. He sees the Beastmaster come out of smoke, and he's going to know there's 5 heroes there. I think he thought they could take a fight with Ravage. The Ravage was okay.
It looked good at the beginning.
They hit 3. It actually hit 3 with the Ravage, but 2 were just on the edge of the Ravage. So it was only actually really... I mean, sure, they hit 3 heroes, but it only felt like Beastmaster was hit, because he was the only one being attacked or having spells cast on him during the Ravage. The other 2 heroes getting hit were just like, okay, they're stunned for 1.5, 2 seconds.
I think normally I agree with you, but when you get a Clockwork Hog in this particular region where like half the team is zoned out for IG, where you have a good Ravage and your flat cannons going, your cooldowns going, yeah, sure, the AoE's not hitting everybody, but at the same time, IG is stuck there kind of watching.
Tongfu, but it was just Clockwork alone. Like, sure, you're zoning them out, but it's like a Beastmaster versus Clockwork. It was no actual... If Tongfu had 5, they win that fight, but they're not expecting that smoke gang to be there. That was like, oh, we've got to react to this smoke gang. Let's try and fight, but they were slow to show up. Not so much as slow to show up, they just weren't there to begin with.
Yeah, I think, for example, if OD got there a little bit quicker and was able to disrupt XTT, that team fight, turns out to be very, very different. That wasn't the case, though. So IG wins that one very handily, and that means we're going to see a lot of item progression. Mech, by the way, up on Beastmaster. YYF is going to be working towards BKB. He's going to have 1,000 gold. Lion has got himself an urn, so not exactly the item he's looking for. He needs something like a Arcane Boots to be truly effective. He's going to eventually find one. Meanwhile, we're going to see Medallion Courage already up on Faith. And Weaver, he's going for his BKB as well. So once these dual BKB gets come up, I think ZSMJ gets maybe to use one more Ravage, but that's it. And when BKB is up, call down damage ignored, Ravage damage ignored, Sanity's Eclipse damage gets ignored, Clockwork mostly ignored. So what do you do if you're Tongfu?
There's not a whole lot of answers to these BKBs, and IG have shown they just want to be aggressive, keep on diving for these kills where they can, and with BKBs, that's definitely the point of the game where they just keep on doing that. They've got the mech up on Beastmaster, giving them extra survivability as well, so you've got to start worrying for Tongfu. I just think they flat out do not have answers for these BKB on Troll and Weaver.
Yeah, they just don't. They need their Mu to get really fat. They need Zhou to get really fat. But because of the early game ganking that targeted both of these players, perhaps a draft is again where you're going to turn back to YYF. It's going to get his rolling access stolen.
Yep. No big worries there.
Ain't a battle trance.
We've had this conversation.
We
just
did.
have to agree to disagree.
Battle
Trance Tide Hunter OP. Is that what we're gonna see this?
No,
if
Battle
it gets
Trance
stolen.
OD OP. Well, actually, everybody's OP.
We've got to survive to make use of it.
Clockwork
Hookshot though, going to try and make sure that at 430 doesn't survive, but he doesn't get caught in it.
The mech's gonna get forced out. Can you get?
Here come they've caught up Moo. Impale, is there a finger for him as well? Yep, easy pick off. Moo dead. This fight cannot be taken, even with a Ravage up on ZSMJ. They do not want to turn around and take this fight. ZSMJ Medallion up, making him a lot squishy. He's going to just save this Ravage, it looks like, and how? Going to bring him down. Shikuchi stolen. Yep. Sanchen going to be pretty happy with that one.
That was nice. Sakuchi whirling axis.
Some style points.
Yeah. So IG goes into the pit.
And this is, I think they've got their BKBs up. Are they flying out now? Hal's BKB is up, and Trolls is about 400 gold away. So Roshan gold and double BKB is there. IG They're in firm control of game 2 here.
I don't see them losing this game unless they make some tier 4 dives and just throw it away. But
Yeah.
Aegis now with Aegis BKB, and he's going to be going for Desolator. Tro, we're going to have BKB. Last game he went Armlet first, which we really haven't had a chance to talk about that item choice on Tro because we kept arguing what a battle trance is.
You got Armlet after the BKB, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So
I like Armlet.
What's your thought on that item?
I just think Armlet's really strong. Armlet toggle is just, I don't know,
I mean,
very powerful, let's just say.
Can we maybe talk about the base stat on a hero that is not strength, so you don't benefit it from the HP as much, or the strength as much?
You don't get the plus damage from it, but you still get the bonus HP, of course.
Yes.
And you get, the Armlet does
that
give...
does a ton of bonus HP.
Yeah, ton of bonus HP. You do get some plus damage. What is, like, I don't know how much plus damage Armlet is. 30-ish?
I feel like we should know this. Let's look it up.
Armlet adds 31 damage. I said 30. I said 30-ish, so 31 is exactly 30-ish.
Well, it's actually 40 because the base itself gives you 9 damage as well. So 40 damage, 25 attack speed when activated, and
25 strength?
just your 400 HP.
Yeah, combining it, just being able to Armlet toggle and just stay alive in positions where you maybe shouldn't is just such a powerful tool.
Okay.
So I think it's a actually legit item to go on the troll after BKB.
I mean, traditionally, you look toward things like Helm of the Dominator, BKB. Some players like to get Shadow Blade, for example. A lot of players been a big advocate of the drums on the Troll Warlord. So let's see if YYF in this game whether he's gonna turn to that. But looks like one of the familiars got sniped off by a couple of OD shots. And they're thinking about
Courier. What's that Courier doing?
Courier doing what do you call it? Courier bait. Not working out there.
Well, I think with the double BKB, I imagine IG look to force the issue. Double damage ring up on House, so he can just dip chipping away at this tower. He's got Aegis as well on the front lines, and if anyone comes nearby, they'll most likely... They can just get roared. Maybe not because of the OD Astral Imprisonment, so want to try and save the roar and try catch out the OD with it. But House just... Yeah, he can just go in the back line, look to chip away.
Now, ZSMJ is playing with this Ravage right now. Threatening to drop it out any second.
Yeah. I don't think we look for Ravage to start off the fight. He's going to look to use it sometime in response to IG jumping in, although at the same time he's going to maybe wait out these BKBs.
Ooh. How? He's on the back of everybody right now. He could just dive in, pop BKB.
I'm fine with him just, coming in right from behind. Like, come in here and just start attacking these supports. They've got... He expects it to be sentry wards, I imagine.
Oh, BKB's going to get popped out right now. They're going to focus on ZSMJ. The Cog
Nice
not
cog.
really helping out.
No, that's good cogs. They zone out the BKB heroes.
That's true. They did bait out a 10-second BKB. I'm not sure what that was a good activation because he had Aegis. Like, there's really no reason. Oh, what a hook coming from XTT, and looks like Banana's going to get melted, but the impel was
gets
pretty
the
good.
finger off.
Not before he dropped the ultimate. The move, he gets the... No, he's not disrupted. He's dead. Beastmaster gets stolen here. Drav's going to come through. That's going to hit on 3 heroes as well. They can focus on Bird 30. He's going to be fine as well. Aegis is going to get burned from the Weaver. Joe in the center of the stream fight. He needs to get out. Nice cog. Going to force... how in the middle of the fight, he's going to be okay as well. Another Solar Summon. Joe's still dropping low. YY in the middle, he's trying to tank it through. He's okay for now. One more gush is going to seal the deal. ZSMJ is still full mana. Stolen? Is that Solar Summon being stolen? I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, we have Faith dropping low. Cho Warlord on the back line, as well as Hao being able to sneak in and out of these team fights, doing a ton of damage.
XTT as well as Zhou just surviving on some incredibly low HP. IG take a lot of damage, but that was a nice Tide Ravage, well timed in. I think IG slightly misplayed that fight, but they're just far enough ahead. They have the BKBs, they have the Aegis, that they get away with misplaying a fight like that.
I mean, that hook on Lion was a great start, but at the same time, Lion
He still gets finger off.
Yeah,
though.
he dropped every one of his spell off, in fact. So it doesn't really matter.
And this is almost deja vu. Mu on the OD once again. He had a good side on the laning stage, but he's 0-6. He's not really found openings. He hasn't had much of an impact on this game, and we're just not seeing the power of the OD. Maybe, like you say, Mu is the G of China. He's in a bit of a slump right now.
Not through his decision making, though. Again, just it's being focused by IG. Perhaps the teamfight positioning hasn't been the best. Joe's been trying to dart in and out of these teamfights, and more often than not, he dies in those teamfights. So it's a very lucky break that he survived that one and working towards his BKB. In fact, he's got it, and the BKB should allow him to kind of withstand for example, line up in the front line. But
yes,
at the same time now, battle trends.
The fingers are going towards the OD anyways. Line is having some mercy on Joe here.
Okay.
But there's roars, there's physical damage, which can still bring down Gyrocopter, should they so choose.
And the physical damage is going to be a concern now that YYF has his BKB. that's going to be working for his next damage of choice.
Invis line here on the sidelines. Should be sentries and sentries just straight up against the Weaver here. They need to have that detection, and right now they have no detection for this Weaver.
Yeah, they did. I'm not sure whether they had detection in the last fight as well. I don't see any detection being littered down. It just goes back to the supports being really hammered down in the early game, being very, very poor. 430, going for a roar on Shansheng. By the way, Shansheng was able to steal a roar in that team fight, which was pretty good,
Yes.
but wasn't good enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel that fight was the best fight Tongfu ever going to get. They still roll. They get off a decent Ravage. Zhou stays alive for quite a while. They get a great hook and shot initiation. If they kill Lion before he casts Finger of Death, maybe they win that fight because OD stays alive.
Yeah, I think you want to look for a similar type of initiation. You gotta go to the line. If you go to anybody else, it's too easy for them to actually like roar you when you're trying to run in. But no, they will back off
Okay.
because Ravage is back up now.
Yeah, not wanting to fight into that. They do have their BKBs, but even so, they decided this tier 2 tower is not important enough to risk it, and just farming out the enemy jungle. And right now, IG are just sort of starving Tongfu, not giving them space or room to farm because they're forced to stick as 5 at this top lane, whereas IG can just use this time a bit more efficiently. But they are going to grow once again at this top lane. They'll make sure that Tongfu, as soon as Tongfu start leaving top, it's like, okay, let's shop again and force them to come back. They're just wasting Tongfu's time here, just toying with them like little puppets.
Yeah, at the same time, they're actually farming in Tongfu's jungle, so actually not losing as much of their own. I mean, they're losing a little bit in terms of farm as well. Zhou's going to farm safely here. He's got BKB, but there's an Acceptor finish on the Beastmaster, and that's going to take his Beastmaster roar to 950 range. Zhou could just get roared across the map, and he could die before popping that BKB. He's got to be fully aware of that.
Also, the 45-second cooldown means he can just throw it at will pretty much. Throw it for a pick-off and then just retreat, just disengage, and then look for a fight 30, 40 seconds later when it's back up.
Here we go. IG poking back in, looking to get a push up.
Their siege not all that strong because they haven't got the necessary physical damage just yet to actually bring down towers. They want this Desolator up on Howl before they'll actually start melting towers, but even so, they can chip away slowly bit by bit. They need to be careful with the Familiars not to feed those to Mu because he does kill them, I think, in 2 hits right now.
Yes, he does.
And well, this tier 2 tower is slowly being worked away on as Mu actually going to decide he's had enough. He wants to go get some farm at middle lane. He's not really needed for this defense, so to speak.
Yeah, perhaps I think it's a bad idea also for Clockwork to send his rockets to the mid or bot. Oh, Beastmaster Roar coming from afar and looks like they're going to make a team fight. Impale's going to get dropped immediately, but they have to back off. Looks like TP got cancelled. It's a stolen Roar on Tongfu, and he's going to get blown up because of the call down and a Ravage. Well played so far. No buyback just yet. He's going to time-lapse back in the fight. He's not, but looks like it doesn't matter. They just blew the hell up of Howl, and looks like they're going to get 1 kill as a result, but Moo's going to get brought down after some hexes and some right clicks. Axis is going to come through. The buyback's going to be there for XTT.
How does that happen? That should be the perfect fight for Tongfu. That should be a 1 fight. You blow up the Weaver, you steal the Roar, and it still doesn't go in your favor. Weaver going to show up now with a buyback, which makes sense. The fight's being turned around, but IG just flat out won that fight without their Weaver.
I mean, Weaver ate the nukes. He was literally just, he tanked.
Yeah.
And when your Weaver's tanking, you're generally losing the game. Meanwhile, it looks like we had a courier takeoff here. XTT just dying so well. It looks like Hal's going to be very careful. He's going to time-lapse back in time.
Oh,
no
he's going to be just fine. And Zhou going to be brought down as well.
That's GG.
IG on the high ground now. They're not going to get a tier 3 tower here, but Tongfu know they're out of game number 2. GG is called, and IG, well, they're making some fantastic use of this Troll Warlord pick. Whew. Alright.
Is it Battle Trance or is it Battle Trance?
It's Troll Warlord.
Which does have Battle Trance.
Here's other spells. Well,
He really just have one spell. No,
he dominated his lane.
Yeah, his Rolling Access, Berserker Call, all of these spells are absolutely insane.
He crushed his one.
He's a lane dominator.
Yep,
No
he's a lane
questions asked.
dominator. Whether you put him mid, whether you put him in a side lane, you put him in a tri lane, he dominates his laning stage of the game, which sort of builds him towards this mid game threat.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes a good carry, but Battle Trance makes it so that he just helps out his whole team do decent amount of physical damage, and it's sort of this utility lane dominator / semi carry.
Now, before we say IG first big Troll Warlord every game,
No.
does this replace Lifestealer in a sense in terms of how dominant they are with that hero? Because very similarly, Lifestealer is a lane dominator.
I think they prioritize Lifesteal over. They're last picking Troll here.
Yes,
I think you get punished if you pick it too early on in the draft.
because Troll does tend to lose some lanes.
You also have to. It's not even about the Troll losing lanes. You have to guarantee yourself the strong top tier support picks. They had to pick the Visage early. You've got to pick the Weaver pick. There's just heroes who are more versatile and crucial to your lineup than the troll. If you pick the troll and your opponents get the Weaver, the Visage, the Naga Siren, then you're in trouble. But a first pick troll, I don't think.
I don't know. Seen bashing away towers.
Is under attack.
Well, the GG's being called, but it looks like ZSMJ is fighting on. Is this the last second Ravage? I don't know about that Ravage doing a whole lot. He's feeding his teammates now.
Is under attack.
Lumi translation?
The fuck does that say?
You're the fake Chinese at BTS.
Mm-hmm.
You need the
I think there was a curse word in there. The last two word was a curse word.
Dyer's
I don't think.
tower
I
is
feel like
under
he's
attack. Dyer's
just doing it in good fun though.
Yeah.
Can you translate? How many times have you sworn on camera?
No, it's Chinese is hard to translate because each word has 4 sounds, and because you're not typing this,
And because you're not actually
I'm not
Chinese.
real Chinese.
Okay.
No, trying to translate Chinese from like English letter is amazingly difficult. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, I'll hold you to it, and we'll hold IG to game 2 because they're up to 5. Does Tongfu even take your game here?
No, not if you give away Tro. Whew, you got a ban Tro.
All right, it's the new hero, and YYF. It started with Lifestealer. Its next hero is going to be the Troll War, and it's good because hey, he's just passed the Lifesteal over to Hao, and Hao can play that just fine.
Sure.
And, well, we'll see what happens in game 3.
No dunking just yet.
No Duncan just yet.
Except Tongfu getting dunked.
Yeah, Tongfu getting dunked. I want some anti-mages. I want some Earthshaker Echo Slams. Well, we'll see what comes in game 3, guys. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, game 3 of our early morning 5 a.m. Chinese Dota. We'll be right back.